What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I wanted to break down what's going on with the Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's happening to the economic calendar this far, what you should be watching for looking at these very important levels, and also something very important about Tesla for close. But before I break anything down, all this information, before I talk about something very big for Tesla, let me just mention a couple of things. Firstly, I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, the link down below, and deposit $100 into the account, you are guaranteed up to 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks, and the offer ends very soon in just about a week. Anyways, now let's talk about something very important. So, when it comes to the economic calendar, guys, we had some negative data that came out. This contributed to why the market sold off the way it did. The ISM services prices have gone up, which is actually a little bit positive for inflation, which could lead to some differences in the prices in the different sectors that affect it. So it's just one negative aspect. It doesn't guarantee anything about CPI, but this was not the best for the markets. That's why the market got this little sell-off that we got. We saw SPY come all the way down to about the 490 area. We also saw Tesla sell off a bit. But since that happened, and that's one of the things I warned you guys about, the market could still get bought back up, especially after how it did when Jerome Powell gave his speech. The last time Powell gave his speech, right, the market got a very aggressive sell-off. If you look at SPY right here, that was last Wednesday, right? We got this crazy sell-off, but then the market got bought back up. And then after Jerome Powell spoke on 60 Minutes, that contributed to some downside. That caused some downside too, but it's not really going to cause the market just crash forever, right? We're actually seeing some buyers defend as we reached our 20 EMA on the 4-hour time frame. So looking at Tesla, I want to talk about something very important. So the market selling off is what contributed to Tesla selling off. And then on top of that, there was so much bad news that came out. There's all this negative news about Elon Musk using certain substances. There's also more news about Tesla cutting some prices and more news about their sales dropping in California. It was just absolute madness. I went over the articles in my previous video just very briefly. But now buyers are finally stepping in. We talked about 175 on Tesla to be a level to watch for. Tesla lost 180, it lost 178 and came down to 175 exactly. And that's where it ended up bouncing off of. But the problem is, okay, and here's the problem with Tesla. We've been getting rejected a lot. Rejection here, 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 and here. Lots and lots of massive rejections for the past week. And Tesla is trying to rebound. Buyers are trying to defend it, but now we're still a little bit below our resistance at that 182.5 area. So this is the epitome of how previous support, so like right here, we have previous support becomes resistance right here. And it's not a good sign for Tesla. We need to see Tesla at least try to close above 180 at this point. As long as we can try to get above there, there's still some potential for it to retest this trend line up here. But if we close below 180, it's going to be very bad for Tesla. It's not going to be a good sign. Excuse me, guys. I apologize. We're opening the gate for more downside and more risk if Tesla ends up losing 180 and closing below it. So let's see if the buyers could defend Tesla and try to hold it above this level. That is going to be very key for today. For those who are interested in earnings, don't forget that we have Palantir after the market closes. We have Snap and a couple of others later on for the week, but Palantir is kind of like the biggest one after market close, and that's pretty much it. So for Tesla, watch resistance. The key resistance is going to be at 182.5. Our critical support is basically just 180. We need to try to close above 180, hopefully. If we lose 180 and close below it, there's going to be more room for downside. So you want to be very careful. But looking at Tesla, I would like to see Tesla tag this yellow trend line again, try to push up higher over the next couple of days, back into the mid 180s. I'm hoping it could try to make its way back up so long as there isn't any bad news. But the first thing we have to do is not really focus on like 185 or 188. We have to focus on, can we get above 180 and try to hold this for close? That's like the first step for us to try to get this little rebound. That's going to be the key for Tesla. So let's see if we close above that level, and we'll see how Tesla does for now. So that's all I'm really worried about. I'm not really worried about whether or not Tesla's going to run or drop. I'm just worried about, can we get a close above 180? If we could do so, Tesla will still have some potential. If not, it's not going to look as good for Tesla. That's my honest view. That's going to be extremely important for today. How about SPY? How is SPY doing? It's very indecisive. It's stuck in the 193s. If we break down, watch 192.5. If we lose that, there's 492.5 is going to be our support. If we lose that, it's 491.5 that's coming next. And our resistance is in the this is like 490, 3.5 around there. That's going to be a very critical resistance on SPY right there. We're kind of shuffling in the 193. It's not really doing a whole lot. So SPY has been very indecisive. So we'll watch which way it ends up breaking. For now, it's kind of stuck. The 4 hour is kind of contracting a little bit, but on the 30 minutes time frame, you can see it's just very, very sideways. It's been stuck with this back and forth price action. So it may just continue to shuffle for an extended period of time before we end up breaking out. If we break above 193.5, we're going to turn more bullish for, I would say, towards the end of the day. If we lose 192.5, we're going to be looking for a bigger drop. So be very careful. Otherwise, we're just shuffling on SPY, very indecisive for now. For the QQQ, very similar to SPY. This is not looking that great. I mean, we're kind of testing 429 as key resistance. If we break this, 430 is going to be our next target. And our support is at 4. We have some support right here at 428 flats technically. And we have more support at 427.25. As of right now, the QQQ is showing a bit more life than SPY. Is trying to push up towards 429, but that's going to be a key resistance, so we might just shuffle around there. The last 2 hours, it's been stuck in a very, very tight range between 428 and 429. Might just continue to shuffle, but things could change for this. We could still actually push up later on for the next couple of days because of Nvda and Apple, and also thanks to other tickers like Google. So Nvda is looking strong to me. Okay. We have support at 687. If we lose that, there's minor support at 685, but I would be watching 680 as a key level because we bounced off this 3 times. And then for resistance, watch 692 to 693, this range. If we break this, we're going to be pushing towards 700. In my opinion, I think Nvidia is going to try to get up to 700 over the next couple of days. So it might actually help the QQQ to some extent. I still think Nvidia is holding up very nicely. It has higher relative strength. So look for a decent close. I might just shuffle for now, but later on, there is still potential for it to push higher, in my opinion. Same thing with Apple. Apple was a big one I called out earlier today and also yesterday because here's why. We have a nice inverse head and shoulders structure on Aapl. You could see we have this left shoulder here, right? We have the head down here, a right shoulder forming. I was wondering, are we going to come down first and then start pushing up, or are we just going to push up from here? We ended up just pushing up from there. We're testing 189 as resistance. So watch that very carefully. If you break that, 190 to 190.5 is coming next, followed by the high right over here at this resistance, very close to 192. Support, watch 188. If we lose that, 186.5 is coming. I think that Apple looks bullish. Why do I say that? Because ever since its earnings, it got a big drop. But since its earnings completed, since Friday, it's been on an uptrend. It's been making higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. It's uptrending and still favoring the bulls a bit more, which is helping SPY hold up. Also the QQQ. So that being said, if we break this resistance, we could push closer to 190. I think Apple's favoring the bulls for now. So there's a good chance it may continue higher. Just to look at the economic calendar for tomorrow, there's not really much coming out before the market opens. We just have a bunch of Fed speakers tomorrow. It's very minor data, nothing too crazy. So not going to expect too much on the data side compared to like today. So we'll see how things go. And for now, just know that Nvidia and Apple are showing some strength. SPY is a little bit indecisive. The QQQ is a little bit stronger. And then Tesla, of all things, it does have potential to rebound, but here's the thing. We have to try to close above 180. Let's try to close above this. Let's get a good close on Tesla, and we're going to be just fine. Don't forget to watch your levels carefully and do what you have to do, guys. I'll see you guys very soon after the market closes. Have a great day. Remain calm, cool, and collected, and I will see you guys very soon in the next one. Tesla and the market to the moon. The long term is still bright despite what we're seeing on the chart. I'm still a big Tesla bull. I'm a big bull for the markets. But I do want to warn everyone to always be careful when trying to trade and such, not financial advice. So take care, guys, and I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you and peace out.